Okay, good morning. Today we are doing our last objective of this unit. CO71, I can classify solids and identify their faces, edges, and vertices. So this is the last objective. Tomorrow is Thursday and then Friday. Tomorrow and Friday will be retake days in class. So instead of jumping right into a review and then into that practice test, we'll do a quick review tomorrow because it's a pretty quick, it'll be pretty quick what we have to put on our help sheets, and we'll do retakes. So if you have practice works to turn in, make sure you're getting those done. Remember, POs that you have to retake have to be retaken before you move on into pre-algebra. So if you have any POs, that includes that Math 6 review, those have to be done first. And then the COs we retake just to make sure we're getting all of our learning in. But make sure we're not missing any POs or Math 6 reviews. I will be going over with people what they have to do tomorrow to make sure we're having everything done so we're ready to go on to pre-algebra next year. All right, so to CO71. We have some vocabulary we have to go through. So the first thing is, what is a solid? A solid is the shape or figure that has at least 3 dimensions. So it is not something that is laying flat. It's not a circle that's laying flat. It's not a rectangle. It's 3-dimensional, so it's that box shape. It's the ball shape, something that you can hold, right? So a solid is something that you can hold in your hand. It's not just a flat shape. The face is the flat surface of our solids. So it's that side. An edge is the line segment where 2 faces meet. So if we look at my Kleenex box, our faces are those flat sides. Any flat side is a face. The edge is where one face meets the other face. So it's that edge part. Okay. Then a vertex is the point where several planes meet in a point. Basically, it is the corners. So we've got our different planes meeting. These 3 planes are all meeting right into this point. Right? So those different faces all meet into each other. That corner is our point. That is our vertex. So those points are the vertexes, the corners. All right, so we have several solid shapes that we're going to learn their names. So you're going to try your best to spell it correctly on the test. You're going to write them on your help sheet so you know what they are. The full name, not the nicknames that we give things, the full name. And then we're going to look at how many faces, edges, and vertices each of those shapes have. So, let me scroll up. our first one. Anybody know what this figure is called? Sophie, a cube. How many faces would a cube have? Adeline? 4. So it's got 4 going around the side. Yeah, you can't forget the top and the bottom. Right, so there's 4 going around the side, and then the top and bottom give it 6 faces. How many edges would it have? Nolan?
7.
Not 7. Kylie?
8.
Not 8. Bridget?
12.
How did you get 12, Bridget?
I counted all the lines.
Yeah, counting the lines. Now, when I count the lines, I like to put a little tag on it to make sure I've counted them all and I don't miss any, or I don't count one twice. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the top would be 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I have to remember the ones going around the side. 9, 10, 11, 12. So don't forget the ones going around those sides. So like I said, I like to put marks on it to make sure that I count them all. How many vertices are there? Maddie?
8.
8. We're counting our quarters. Again, I circle up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one up there, 7 and 8. Anybody know the shape of our next one? Nolan?
Okay.
It's not just a rectangle, because that would be the flat shape. This is a solid. So we differentiate for it. We start off by calling it rectangular, because it has rectangles on its sides, but it's a rectangular what? Bridget?
Prism.
Prism. So we would not just call it a rectangle, because the rectangle would just be one face. And because it's a solid, we have to give it its full name. How many faces does our rectangular prism have? Liam?
2.
Remember, faces is every single side. So it's got the front and the back, the 2 sides, so that's 4, top is 5, bottom is 6. So we have to make sure that we're counting every single side. How many edges does a rectangular prism have, Adeline?
12.
And how many vertices? Bennett? You will notice that a cube and a rectangular prism have the exact same numbers, because a cube is a special type of rectangular prism, just like the square is a special type of rectangle. Okay, so cubes mean that they're all the same, all the lengths are the same. The rectangular prism, we have short and we have long. Otherwise, everything else is the same. Then we have this funky looking wedge. What do we call that wedge? Lexi? Yeah, because we see it has triangles on its sides. So instead of just calling it a triangle, we call it a triangular prism. How many faces does a triangular prism have? How many flat sides? Kylie? 5. We have the top and the bottom, the front side, the back side, and the back. So there are 5 faces. How many edges does it have? Nolan?
9.
Well, let's check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. So there are 9 edges. Again, as I'm counting them, I'm marking it so I don't overcount. How many vertices does it have? Emma?
6.
Well, let's check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. How are we feeling about the top three? Good. Let me erase and scroll up. All right, the next one looks like a can. What do we call the shape that looks like a can? Adeline.
Cylinder.
A cylinder. How many faces does a cylinder have? Bennett? 2. 2, the top and the bottom. Because remember, a face has to be flat. Going around is curved. We only count our flat sides. How many edges does our cylinder have? Remember, the definition of an edge is a line segment where 2 faces meet. Maddie?
1.
Very good, 0. Our 2 faces never meet. So there are no edges. Because a line segment is straight. It is curved going around. How many vertices does it have, James?
0.
0. There are no points. What is our next shape that looks like a ball? What do we call that, Liam?
A sphere.
A sphere. On the test, we have to have correct terms. We are mathematicians. We're not using our 6th grade words. We're using our math words. How many faces does a sphere have, Kylie?
0.
How many edges does a sphere have, Emma?
0.
How many vertices does a sphere have, Bridget?
0.
No flat sides, no edges to meet then, and no corners. What's our next one? Adeline.
A cone.
A cone. How many faces does a cone have, Lexi?
1.
How many edges does a cone have, Nolan?
0.
And how many vertices does a cone have, Lexi?
1.
1. Good point. What is our last one? James? It's a pyramid. How many faces does a pyramid have? How many of those sides? Emma?
5.
How many edges does a pyramid have? Bridget?
8.
And how many vertices does a pyramid have? Lexi?
1.
5. So we count all the corners. Okay? So, using what we know from that first page, we are going to answer questions on our second page. We have some riddles to answer. I have 5 faces and 6 vertices. What am I? So you're going to have to look back at that first page and say, I love what some people are thinking, oh, I could take that first page out of my binder so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth. Or you can flip back and forth. But you have to figure out, knowing what we know about our different shapes, what has 5 faces and 6 vertices? Liam?
A triangle prism.
The triangular prism. So that's what your answer would be, triangular prism. And yes, you have to write it out fully. So you're going to answer all of those riddle questions, come up with your own riddle for a shape that was, a solid that was not described already. So there's one that hasn't been described, come up with your own riddle that would go with that shape, and then do your time for review. Any questions on today's objective? Okay, remember, this is our last objective, so we are starting to get ready for our test that will be next week. If you are watching at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.